A garden pathway does more than connect one space to another. It sets the tone for how the garden feels as you move through it. And the plants that line that path make a big difference. A bare edge can feel a little sharp or unfinished, while a soft border of perennials brings warmth, texture, and a sense of welcome. It makes the path feel like it belongs to the garden, instead of just cutting through it. In this video, we'll look at easy, low-care perennials that are perfect for lining pathways. They stay neat, they don't crowd the walkway, and they add just enough color and texture to make the path feel calm and natural. First on our list is Catmint. Catmint is one of the best border perennials for creating a soft, inviting pathway. It forms loose, cloud-like mounds of silvery foliage topped with gentle lavender-blue blooms. When planted along a walkway, it gives the border a relaxed, romantic feeling, almost like the garden grew naturally into place. To grow catmint, choose a sunny spot with well-drained soil. It doesn't need rich soil to thrive, and once established, it becomes quite drought-tolerant. It works beautifully in gravel paths, stone walkways, and cottage-style edges because it looks best when allowed to spill slightly over the border. Catmint is also very low maintenance. It rarely struggles with pests, and it doesn't need frequent fertilizing. A simple trim after the first heavy bloom encourages a fresh flush of flowers later in the season, keeping the border looking soft and lively for months. To use it effectively, repeat catmint in small drifts along the path rather than placing single isolated plants. This repetition creates a rhythmic, flowing border that gently guides the eye down the walkway. The result feels cohesive, welcoming, and beautifully effortless.
Next on the list is creeping thyme. Creeping thyme is a low-growing perennial that hugs the ground and naturally softens the hard edges of pathways. It forms a delicate carpet of tiny leaves that stay attractive throughout the season, and when brushed or walked near, it releases a fresh herbal fragrance. This makes the path feel warm and welcoming, not just visually, but in the way you experience it as you walk by. To plant creeping thyme, tuck small plugs or cuttings along the edge of a walkway, spacing them a few inches apart. Choose a sunny location with well-draining soil, as this plant prefers dry or moderately watered conditions rather than heavy or soggy soil. Once established, it spreads slowly and fills gaps between stones, pavers, or gravel without overtaking the space. Care is very simple. Creeping thyme doesn't need fertilizing and requires only occasional watering during very dry periods. It's also resistant to deer and pests, which makes it a great set-and-forget plant for borders you don't want to constantly manage. The foliage stays neat, and it never becomes messy or floppy. For the best effect, let creeping thyme spill very slightly onto the pathway or tuck it between stepping stones. This creates a natural transition between the hard surface of the path and the softness of the garden. The result is a border that looks lived in, gentle, and inviting, like a pathway meant to be strolled, not rushed. Third on our list is Geranium Rozanne. This perennial is known for its long blooming season and natural, lightly cascading shape. It forms loose, rounded mounds that soften borders without looking messy. The violet-blue flowers appear for months at a time, giving the pathway color that feels gentle and effortless rather than bold or demanding. To grow Geranium Rozanne, choose a spot with full sun to light shade and soil that drains well. It adapts to many gardens and doesn't require special conditions to thrive. Plant it where it has a little room to spread, not tight against a path edge, but close enough to create a soft overlap that looks intentional. Care is straightforward and low maintenance. The plant rarely needs fertilizing and only benefits from trimming back slightly if it becomes too loose in midsummer. Otherwise, it stays healthy with simple watering during dry spells. It also resists pests well, which keeps upkeep minimal. For the best border effect, use Geranium Rozanne as a connector between other plants. It weaves gently through the garden, tying catmint, heuchera, and grasses together into one coherent flow. Placed along a walkway, it creates a sense of movement, as if the garden is slowly and naturally growing around the path. Fourth on the list is Dianthus. Dianthus forms neat, compact clumps that sit right along the edge of a pathway without overwhelming the space. The flowers have a soft, ruffled look with gentle shades of blush, white, rose, or cool berry tones, depending on the variety. Many have a light, sweet fragrance that feels subtle and nostalgic, just enough to notice as you pass by. To grow Dianthus successfully, choose a sunny spot with well-drained soil. It prefers conditions that are not too rich, which makes it a great match for garden paths, gravel areas, or raised borders. Plant them close enough to create a repeating rhythm along the walkway, spacing each clump evenly for a tidy, intentional look. Caring for Dianthus is simple. Water regularly while the plant is getting established, then reduce watering once it settles in. It benefits from trimming spent flowers, which encourages fresh blooms and keeps the plant looking tidy. Because it naturally maintains a compact shape, it rarely needs pruning or reshaping. When planted along a pathway, Dianthus adds small touches of color that feel charming rather than bold. The gentle flowers look like they're greeting you as you walk by, which gives the path a quiet warmth. It brings detail and delicacy, the kind that softens a walkway without demanding attention. Fifth on the list is Euchera. Euchera is valued not just for flowers, but for its foliage color, which brings depth and contrast to a border. Its leaves come in shades like deep burgundy, caramel, peach, lime green, and soft silver, colors that stay present through the growing season. Along a pathway, Euchera acts as a visual anchor, adding richness and stability among softer, airier plants. To grow Euchera, choose a spot with partial shade to light sun, depending on your climate. In cooler regions, it can handle more direct sun, while in warm areas, it appreciates relief from the afternoon heat. Plant it in soil that drains well and avoid heavy, soggy earth where roots may struggle. Euchera is generally low maintenance. Water regularly during establishment, then reduce to occasional watering once mature. The plant doesn't need fertilizer beyond a light layer of compost once or twice a year. Trim away older leaves in early spring to allow new, fresh foliage to shine. Along a walkway, Euchera provides structure and calm, the steady note that balances lighter textures like catmint, geranium, and creeping ground covers. When repeated in small groupings, it creates rhythm and continuity, giving the border a thoughtful, finished feel without ever looking forced. Sixth on the list is lavender. Lavender is a classic choice for pathway borders because of how it frames an edge with structure while still feeling soft and welcoming. The gray-green foliage and violet blooms add a gentle contrast. It looks timeless. And the light fragrance that rises as you walk past creates a calm, inviting atmosphere. It's one of those plants that instantly makes a walkway feel cared for and intentional. To grow lavender well, choose a location with full sun and soil that drains easily. It prefers slightly dry, lean conditions rather than rich or moisture-heavy soil. For borders, spacing is important. Plant lavender in a line or gentle curve with even spacing so it forms a subtle, repeating edge along the path. Lavender is low maintenance once established. Water sparingly, especially in climates that receive regular rainfall. The plant does not need fertilizer, and too much feeding can actually weaken its shape. A light shaping trim after blooming keeps the mounds neat and encourages fresh, compact growth. Placed along a walkway, lavender guides movement. It creates a visual line that draws the eye forward. It pairs beautifully with more relaxed plants like Catmint, Rozanne, or Hockney grass because it brings a bit of gentle structure to balance their softness. The overall effect is warm, calm, and subtly elegant. Seventh on the list is Hakko nextloa, also known as Japanese forest grass. This plant is all about movement.
Its arching, ribbon-like leaves drape gently over the edge of a border, creating a soft, flowing effect that feels calm and natural. When a breeze passes, the whole plant shifts slightly, almost like fabric, adding a subtle sense of life along the path without drawing too much attention to itself. Hakonechloa grows best in partial shade to light shade, which makes it especially useful for pathways along the side of a house, under shrubs, or areas where the sun shifts throughout the day. It prefers soil that is rich in organic matter and holds moisture without staying soggy. Once established, it forms graceful, mounded clumps that get fuller each year. Maintenance is simple and minimal. Keep the soil lightly moist during dry seasons and trim the plant back in late winter or very early spring to allow fresh, new foliage to emerge cleanly. It doesn't require fertilizer beyond the occasional layer of compost, and it rarely has issues with pests. Along a walkway, Hakonechloa brings softness and elegance. It creates a gentle transition between the solid line of the path and the rest of the garden. When combined with mounded perennials like Heuchera or the airy texture of Catmint, it adds visual rhythm. The border feels like it's flowing naturally, not just placed.
8th on the list is Lady's Mantle. Lady's Mantle has soft, scalloped leaves that naturally catch and hold morning dew, giving the plant a gentle, fresh garden look that feels romantic and relaxed. When it blooms, it produces airy clouds of tiny chartreuse flowers that settle into the border like a soft mist. Along a pathway, it creates a welcoming, cottage-style edge that feels warm and approachable. Lady's Mantle grows well in full sun to partial shade, depending on your climate. In cooler regions, it can handle more sun. In warmer climates, it appreciates light shade during the hottest part of the day. Plant it in soil that drains well, making sure it has a bit of room to spread and form those loose, draping mounds it's known for. Maintenance is minimal. Water regularly during establishment, then water only as needed once the plant has rooted deeply. After the flowering period, a light trim helps refresh the foliage and encourages a neater shape. It does not require heavy feeding and is generally resistant to pests, a dependable, easygoing perennial. When planted along a walkway, Lady's Mantle works as a transition plant. It softens edges, bridges gaps, and blends neighboring plants together. Its color and texture are subtle enough to complement Catmint, Rozanne, lavender, and Heuchera without overpowering them. The result is a border that feels cohesive, soft, and kind to the eye. 9th on the list is Lamb's Ear. Lamb's Ear is loved for its soft, velvety, silver-toned leaves that instantly soften the edge of a pathway. The texture is gentle and calm, creating a soothing contrast to brighter greens or floral borders. When used among walkways, it offers a sense of invitation, almost like the garden is cushioning the space, making it feel warm and approachable. To grow Lamb's Ear, choose a location with full sun to light shade and soil that drains well. This is a plant that prefers conditions on the drier side. Too much moisture can cause the foliage to become mushy. It thrives in poor to average soil and doesn't require fertilizers to stay healthy, making it a low-effort choice with consistently pretty results. Maintenance is very minimal. Water sparingly once the plant is established, and remove old or tired leaves to keep the clumps looking fresh. Depending on variety, Lamb's Ear may send up tall flower stalks in summer. Some gardeners trim them off to maintain a clean, low look, while others let them bloom for pollinators. Along a walkway, Lamb's Ear creates a soft visual boundary that is gentle rather than rigid. The silver color pairs beautifully with Catmint, lavender, and Geranium Rozanne, helping the border feel cohesive while still having depth and variation. Its tactile quality also gives the garden a comforting human touch, a quiet softness that's easy to love.
10th on the list is Creeping Jenny. Creeping Jenny brings a bright, golden-green glow to the edge of a pathway. It grows low and spreads gently, forming soft, trailing lines that follow the curves of a border. The color is cheerful without being loud. It adds light to shaded or neutral areas and helps the pathway feel alive and thoughtfully finished. To grow Creeping Jenny well, choose partial shade to light shade, especially in warmer climates. In cooler regions, it can handle more sun, where the golden tones become more pronounced. Plant it at the very edge of the border, where it has space to trail slightly over stones or soften the boundary between the path and planted area. Care is simple. The plant prefers moist soil, but once established, it handles short dry spells well. Trim occasionally if it begins to wander farther than you'd like, and shape it so it creates soft, controlled drifts instead of patchy spreads. No fertilizing is required. Too much, and it may grow faster than needed. Along a walkway, Creeping Jenny provides a visual highlight, a gentle ribbon of color that guides the eye forward. It pairs beautifully with lamb's ear, heuchera, and hakone cloa, balancing silver, deep tones, and flowing grasses. When repeated in small patches along the path, it creates continuity and warmth, making the border feel natural, welcoming, and softly romantic. Border perennials don't just decorate a path, they shape the atmosphere around it. By repeating just a few plants along the edge, the garden begins to feel calm, connected, and intentional. Let these plants take their time to fill in, and the path will slowly become one of the most inviting parts of the garden. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.